why do I do this so much? As I was doing these interviews, I was recalling a personal story of my own that I don't think a lot of people would know or think about. But so I grew up in the Chicagoland area. We were in Summit, Illinois in my middle school time. And then in my high school time, we moved to a beautiful suburb called Elmhurst, Illinois. So I remember going to York High School and having a math teacher that was so helpful and influential. And I was recalling this moment today as I was interviewing these fantastic site coordinators working with students. But I was recalling that I had moved to this school and my math was horrendous. Like, I was great at all these other subjects, but math, I was just struggle busing it. And I remember this math teacher would meet with me in the math lab during my lunch break. Now, I've always been a really hard worker, always wanting to succeed and achieve. And so I would put in the work. Like, I would spend my lunch breaks working, like intentionally working on these things. But this teacher would sit with me and work through these math problems. And I remember a tactic is I would come up with like little rhymes or little tricks to remember equations and formulas. And they ended up becoming little raps. This is just so crazy that you go through these things in life and you forget them and it comes back. So I used to do these little raps during math class to remember the raps. I couldn't even tell you because I was only in high school. But so it was so long ago. But I remember she would let me present them in front of the classroom. So I would present my rap. And then the kids, like the other students, if they would use that rap or formula in the midst of their test, they could write it out. And I would get a 1 point extra credit on my test for every student that used the rap. And like, I just want to say, teachers, like, you guys are so important. During this time, I know you did not sign up to be a computer, web, Zoom, Google Classroom expert. I know you didn't sign up for that. But I just want to remind you that what you are doing right now is so important. If it weren't for that teacher going the extra mile to sit with me in person, to work through these math equations, to find out how I learned, which was memorizing things via like rhythm and poetry, which is so funny because now I do spoken word poetry. So that was something that was in me, a talent since I was a little kid, a high schooler. Like, she used something, and that mustard seed of helped me and become more confident in my math skills, which weren't up to par, became up to par. And that same teacher, I remember, told me that I could become president of the world. She also told me I could apply to Harvard. And during my application process, I remember having college advisors that would be like, well, this is a reach school. This is a that school. That same teacher sat with me and was like, no, you are going to apply to all your reach schools because even if you don't make it, you at least know you tried. And like, I'm so grateful. And this is the sad part. I don't even remember her name. I remember what she looked like. I remember the moments. I remember how she made me feel. I even remember going to Starbucks with her once when I graduated, like to thank her. But still, I would love to. She's probably retired and who knows, she might be in heaven already. I don't know. If she's not, somebody find her. No, what am I saying? All I am saying, because I'm rambling at this point, is teachers, you matter. If it weren't for that teacher helping boost my confidence, if it weren't for her allowing me to learn the way I knew how to learn, and like adapting and helping me, I would not be the student that I was today. And so it is multiple teachers, small investments. They're planting seeds. You guys are planting seeds in people like me. Because of her, I went to the University of Illinois. Like, because of her help, I was a star student. I graduated top of my class. I was a speaker for my high school graduation. I was a speaker for my college graduation. And yes, I was not valedictorian, so I was not number one in the school or in the class. But like, teachers that believed in me. I remember my principal too at that high school really believing in me. Their investment, their words, their time, their energy made an impact. And so I just want you to know, teachers, during this time, like, you're making an impact. CIS people, site coordinators, counselors, everybody who is in action during this time, parents, as you're working with your youth, your best fruit is going to grow on the trees of those students. And so keep planting seeds for them. That's just a little mini my story. Like, yeah, you probably wouldn't even know that I moved from a low socioeconomic status place to a high socioeconomic status location. And the education there isn't equity, like, it's not equal, right? And so coming from one place to the next, it took the intentionality of serving privately and helping and assist so that students don't fall through the cracks. And I could have been a student that fell through the cracks. So don't let students fall through the cracks. And so if you are a local school in the Michigan area, feel free to contact communities and schools. Feel free. They did not pay me for this video. It's just, I'm working on other stuff for them. And in the midst of that process, this video came about. But then also the point of this video is also to just encourage you, teachers. You're doing a bomb job. And I know you did not sign up for this, but thank you for all you're doing. Okay, I'm done because this is a 7-minute spiel. I love y'all. Toodles. I'm Lexi Rosato.